Hello, I'm Father Joe Gambala, and welcome to Journey Through Genesis. Today, our first chapter will be entitled Light and Enlightenment. Well, I imagine most of you have been watching on the news the new pictures coming in from the James Webb Telescope, something that has eclipsed the Hubble and is showing us stars and novas and things out there in the universe billions of light years away, and we'll be able to watch that, see and learn and look at God's marvelous creation ahead of us. Well, as you know, Genesis begins with light. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth was formless, and darkness covered the abyss, and a mighty wind swept over the waters. And then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw how good the light was, and separated the light from the darkness. Light. It is good to have light. I remember back when I was a seminarian, and I spent the summer at a mission in Recife, Brazil with Father Singlin. Father Singlin lived in some very modest quarters, not unlike the people he ministered to. He ministered to about 100,000 displaced farmers crammed into this ghetto called Nova Descoberta in Portuguese, and it means new discovery. Well, it was a pretty poor place, and Father Singlin did some good work, but I'll never forget my first night there. He showed me my little quarters were very modest, and the bed had a mosquito netting over it, because he said, "Joe, the mosquitoes come out thick here. We're very close to the equator, so you have to sleep under the net, and don't lean up against the net or they'll bite through it." And I said, "Okay." So I got into my cot, pulled over the mosquito netting, and then about the middle of the night, well, I decided to get up and go to the bathroom. So I got out under my netting, and on my way to the bathroom, I noticed something brushed my arm. I was just curious, maybe I just bumped something. Then I returned to my cot, something brushed me again. I said, "Well, this is odd." So I stumbled around, found the light switch, and sure enough, there was a bat flying around in my little quarters. Well, I saw clearly that it was a bat. I raced around and tried to find a broom to sweep and hit it. I was making some noise, and I kicked over some stuff and woke up Father Singlin in the next room, and he came over and he saw me with this broom swinging at this bat, and he said, Joe, you don't want to kill the bat. The bat eats the mosquitoes. He'll eat its weight in mosquitoes every night. So you want to just leave the bat alone. He'll leave you alone. He'll just be eating all the mosquitoes. So that's a good thing. Well, in reflecting upon that, I realized that was good to have light because I could see the bat, but I needed more than light. I needed to be enlightened. I needed to be informed about what exactly was happening with this animal, and that just because I saw it didn't mean I knew how to properly react to it. And I followed Bob Singlin's advice, and every night that bat was in there gobbling up the mosquitoes that otherwise would have bitten me. Well, God gives us the light so that we can see, of course, so we can see the world around us, we can see what's ahead of us, what's behind us, what awaits us. But more importantly than that, he gives light with enlightenment. And what I mean by enlightenment is the light of Christ in our lives. That light helps us to understand the things that we see, helps us to understand the world around us. Without the ability to interpret the events around us, we might as well be blind. And so, as we proceed through the book of Genesis, I'm going to take the position that whatever we learn from what happened way back in Genesis, Christ was there since he was there from the beginning. And as we interpret these events and look at these events, we should look at it not only with the light that God created for all of us, but with the enlightenment he gave us through Christ our Lord.